Hello, homies. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Valentijn Man Cave, and welcome to this drag makeup video, especially made for you. I might talk very fast this video. It's because I have ADHD. My apologies in advance. I wanted to make this video for two reasons. One reason, it's Pride. Happy Pride, everyone. Second reason, I identify not as a drag king, nor as a drag queen, yet I do feel a lot of kinship with drag kings, specifically in the sense that they're very underrepresented in the Netherlands still. That's where I'm from. And they deserve more platform. And therefore, I thought, you know what, I'll show you guys some techniques on how I try to incorporate masculine features into my drag most of the time. Now, there's multiple ways to do a nice drag makeup when you're starting, especially if you're not planning on performing for hours and hours on end. I just recommend you get one of these. This is a NYX contour palette, and especially these ones, or depending on your skin tone really, you can use to really draw in the more masculine lines of your face, and you can experiment with that. You can do a lot softer drag looks, and you don't have to get any heavy makeup involved really, if you don't want to yet. However, for those good girls and boys and everything in between that want to do that, we're gonna do some heavy duty stuff today. You gotta wear primer, not because it only makes your makeup stick better, but also because you want to protect your skin from all the makeup you're wearing. Especially in drag, you're wearing a lot of makeup and a lot of heavy makeup most of the time. Now the next phase is your base. And we're not just talking about a smooth, nice, one color base here, no. We're talking about drag. And for femme drag or queen drag, of course, we try to make a nice, round, cutesy face. But for drag king drag, I always say we're trying to draw abs on the face. Oh, this is the wrong color. To draw abs on the face. And the way we do that is we low light and highlight certain areas. Now, normally a drag king face has this sort of low light for the cheekbone, and it then just draws straight down below to create this sort of angular shape. I go a little bit in between. I make it a little bit femmy. And the same goes for your chin. Drag queens do this as well. You want to low light your chin so that you're basically highlighting the cheek or the chin line. I always highlight the sides of my forehead so that I get a very square forehead. You always low light also your eye sockets. Someone said, oh, basically what you're doing is making it look like you slept under a bridge for 3 days when you're doing drag king makeup. I'm like, yes, that is exactly true. You also, as a drag king, have a little bit of that darker area around here because of the mustache. Now these are very rough. As you're noticing, I'm not even using my mirror right now, but that's okay because the start can be kind of rough because you're gonna blend some of this. For example, I have here the TV paint stick that is matched with my normal skin tone. I'm just gonna put that under the low light on my cheek, and then I'm gonna blend these together. Now we've talked about some low lights, and I already do look like a little bit of a weird mustache man, but for drag kings such as much as drag queens, a highlight is very important too. I just use some white. Depending on your skin color, you could use different colors. And I draw what I basically call the Rembrandt's triangle. right here under your eye. I can tell you guys something about myself. I used to be an arts teacher. That's why I talk in such like didactic formulas of language. It's because I used to just give fucking drawing classes in front of class. And yeah, that stopped being joyous at some point. So I decided I was gonna go full throttle into drag. And by that point, I already had a house, a drag house, with my lovely drag family in Delft for over half a year. And yeah, this is where I am now. You might know me from such hits as me placing second in Drag My Vision, or your gay best friend who is a twink who is wearing my merch, because I also used to be a comic artist. So we now have a highlighted forehead, a highlighted cheeks. Before I forget, a highlighted nose. In drag queen makeup, especially people who do more beauty-ish makeup, a lot of the lines get blended for the sake of like a beautiful, round, feminine face. In drag king makeup, what's most prominent is harsh lines. Now I try to go somewhere in between those two. For example, I have this, well, I try to have this soft blended cheek, but then I also try to do like a nice sharp line of concealer on top of that to make it like this kind of sharp, almost edgy face. It's kind of funny, my inspiration are of course other drag artists and how they do their drag, but a massive influence has also been my younger sister, who is a traditional makeup wearer and who can tell you exactly what every piece of makeup is for, whether I am more of like a, oh, I could use that for that if I wanted to. Now this is one of my favorite little things to do. It's just a little detail. As you can see, I have a kind of butt chin. It's kind of fun. It's just, you go with a dark line in the middle. Oops, he's a little long. And you just go with two highlights next to it. As you can see, it creates the illusion of an even bigger butt chin that there was already. Because my butt chin is really not that big. But if you're just, it's just like painting, you know? If you just put enough accentuations on the right spaces. Oh my god. Oh. Ooh. Handsome Squidward. Handsome Squidward is what it's giving. Yeah. Now we're gonna do that line that I was talking about that kind of cuts the face in half, makes it extra edgy. I have here some NYX concealer, gift from my sister, and I'm just gonna cut the cheek in half in a shape that I think is pleasing. Yeah, good enough. See how the light really makes it look as if this is like a sharp cut from light to dark. My drag name is Sir Valentijn, and I didn't even come up with the name technically by myself. My parents were gonna call me Valentine if I had been, you know, come out the womb a little different. I don't mean that in the sense of like I would come out of fucked up, but more like I would have had different parts. And I honestly, I love that name. I had to get used to it, but I use it in my daily life as well. So it's just kind of like a shout out, really. Shout out to the weird artsy people that raised me. And the Sir in front of Valentine is just to imply that I am of royal descent, which of course I am, as a drag artist, as drag royalty, of course. What I'm doing now, for those still following, I am putting powder on all the wet parts of my face. The TV paint is designed not to be good for your face, no, but to stick to your face as long as possible. And therefore it's very sticky and very greasy, and in order for that to not smear all over your stuff, you need to put copious amounts of translucent powder on it. Mine is also from Cryolan. You can't see that. And it's just one of those things that you need if you're gonna perform for hours and hours on end, but you don't really need if you're gonna do just a little cute drag look at home. And then we move on to possibly one of my favorite things of creating a face, shape, is the eyebrows. What I basically do is I start at the bottom of the brow with just a little bit of brown from my contour palette, and then I go ahead and also get in the top of the brow. So I basically this line, and then later I can fill in the rest and connect them together. And I extend the brow just slightly, so that it becomes this cool, long shape. One of those signature things I do is I make a little artificial slit in my eyebrow. As you can see, I still have my entire eyebrow. I just draw a little white line to emulate that slit, and then I fill in the eyebrow further downstairs. Go in with a brown eyeliner. What I do is I also put the white line here, put the white line here, to really make sure that the audience gets like, oh, this is eyebrow, this brown part, that's eyebrow, and the white part, that's skin. And I've been doing that actually ever since I've started drag, because I know that my drag is very like gender fluid, but I wanted to have like a little bit of fuckboy in there. At this stage of my drag makeup, I just look like a JoJo's character, a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character. Which is good, because that means that I've achieved two things. Is I look somewhat masculine, and I look very gay. Don't come in the comments for me that JoJo's isn't gay. I mean, come on. Have you seen the art? Have you truly seen it? Alright, what I do in terms of highlighting around the brow is I do white eye pencil, just as I did here, around the brow shape. It just makes it cleaner that way. Because I do blend it out, but that little bit of contrast between the brow shape and the skin, that's just drag. It just makes it sharper. And it really pays off in video and on photo and in real life as well. People from far, far away can see, oh, that's an eyebrow. Yes, that's an eyebrow. I would normally just move on to the eyes now, yeah. And eyes is really just a part that I have the most fun with, but that also transforms the look from this to this. And this is another beauty tip that I got from my sister, is if you want to do a nice soft smoky eye, and this is also for traditional makeup, you start with a color that is close to your skin tone. Now, I don't have to do that, and I most of the time don't do that, but sometimes when I do makeup on other people during workshops, I do that. Also, look at this beautiful palette. It was a gift from, again, my sister. Shout out to her. I owe my entire drag career, I guess, to these products. It's a Morphe, a very nice Morphe palette. It's a nice vibrant mix of blues and reds. I'm just gonna go for a red today. It's what I feel like. And I'm not gonna lie, I do the smoky eye in a traditional sense. If I start with like lighter colors, I often kind of mix them. And I just start very soft. Very soft. Too soft almost. I have hooded eyelids. Yes. The feared hooded eyelids that every makeup artist dreads. But what I've learned from that is that you just need to go bigger. I also sometimes do what drag queens do, which is I remove this part of my eyebrow by blocking it with Elmer's glue, and then I have more canvas. But since we're just doing a smoky eye sort of look, this is already good. And then we go in with a darker color. I honestly love this red. I owe her my life. She is my favorite color of this whole palette. But I need to mix her a little bit with this burgundy, because otherwise it's not gonna show up. Yes! Oh my god! I am very good at inappropriate sounds, but for the sake of education, I will not make them. You'll just have to come to one of my shows. Yes. I like to go in with a little bit, here she is again, white TV paint. And this is a little beauty accent that I picked up also from beauty makeup or e-girl makeup. The white dot in the corner of the eye. Normally in normal day makeup, that's a tiny white dot. That's not what I'm doing right now. Oh, see that how to transport, like it almost transforms like almost my entire eye shape because it extends it in a way. I did just do that with like TV paint, so you'll never guess what I have to do now. I have to set it. Yes. This time I'm not using any translucent setting powder. I'm just using a little bit of my highlighter powder for my highlighter palette. And I'm just dapping a little bit in there. At this point, it's just about the fun little details, because the base is there. So what I like to do, for example, a very classic Tumblr move, I like to draw a little heart just there on the cheek. It's just, I really like cartoony little details that makes it look almost a little clownish. Some white eyeliner and drawing like a little star next to the eye. The Cupid's bow, or highlighting the Cupid's bow. I can't talk while doing that, god damn it. And a little heart on the nose. Yeah. See, now this is starting to look more like what I look like in drag more typically. I also do a very traditional, like, feminine lip. I've already highlighted basically the Cupid's bow, and what I'm gonna do now is overdraw my lips. Lip pencil is what you use to outline where you're gonna put your lipstick. It's also fun to know, drag kings, you know, is still kind of underground here in the Netherlands. But I do feel, as of this year, that we have a lot of individuals coming up or really establishing themselves. We also have drag king houses in the Netherlands, specifically in Amsterdam, also again. But I've gotten to know much more gender non-conforming drag artists and drag kings in the south. Yes. There is, however, still a lot of need for more platforms for kings, because sadly enough, they do still get excluded from a lot of drag queen focused spaces, or they just flat out like, oh, you're a king, so you're not as glam, or you're not wearing the high heels as we are, you're not wearing the wig, and you don't have to tug, so are you doing drag? You know, that kind of shitty rhetoric. Whereas I would say it's like, if you want kings to elevate themselves, help them out, you know? Alright, that's my neutral lip. Ah, she's a little darker on the outside, a little lighter on the inside. And what I use for my lip is the Maybelline Matte Ink. This shit will stay on there for like a long fucking time. I don't know what it's made of specifically, but it's made to stick. I also can really, for a long stay, recommend the Epic liners from NYX, because once these are on, you will need like baby oil and a lot of determination to scrub them off. And a lot of people who are gender non-conforming and want to start doing drag king makeup always tell me like, I never learned anything about makeup because makeup was such like a part of the patriarchy meant to like make women beautiful, but not for a good reason, and I didn't associate it with fun. And I get that. I used to be like that, but I also try to teach people like, no, it can definitely be fun. And I give workshops sometimes, and it's the best when they're like, oh wait, this is fun. You can just take makeup and just you could just wipe it on your face. This is great. You don't even have to use it in a traditional way like the companies have been trying to sell to us for ages. Although I am trying to do a very traditional blush right now. As you can see, some of my makeup is also just heavily inspired by e-girls. It's because I secretly am one, but then like the fucked up quirky non-binary version, I guess. I'm gonna do some eyeliner, I'm gonna do some mascara, but what I'm gonna mostly do, which is my favorite little thing because it makes other gender non-conforming people, specifically trans, masc, non-binary people, so happy when they see this. And they also love doing it themselves as well. I'm gonna draw a little silly pencil mustache. You just take an eyeliner and just fill it out. Ta-da! Ta-da! It's that simple. You are now a man. By society's standards, you are now no longer a biological female. Or at least that's the argument I like to make in drag. It's like, oh no, I am a masculine drag artist in a way. Look at my mustache. I do really feel it. This is the we are no longer naked and afraid. We are now doing drag. I am here. I have arrived. I am now no longer able to go to the supermarket by myself without feeling harassed. But we're here. Who is he? Who? Hot. Ow, hot. Ow. Ta-da, here we have it. My finished and final drag. As you can see, I'm pretty sure when we remember halfway, we were sort of giving drag king, drag anime boy, and now we're here. Now we're here at lip gloss wearing, eyelash flashing. It's not a lady, but she's welcome to hang with the drag queens. Now, this video was, of course, dedicated to the kings. A lot of people in the Dutch scene and even outside of the scene know Thorn Vineyard, because they are one of the pioneers, I would say, for Dutch drag kingdom. But I would like to give a shout out to a few kings near and dear to my heart, which are Alex Stranza, a very funky little man, Nick Freak, a pillar, honestly, a pillar in our community when it comes to professional drag kings who know how to turn looks. And Devin Thorne, who is up and coming, but oh my god, is he a performer? He can perform. He can perform the house down. I don't use that phrase lightly because I normally don't use it. And then there's me. I am really just someone who likes to play with the expectations of what is masculinity, femininity, as we can see, but also in my performances. And you can find me in many different places, such as Instagram, this YouTube channel. You can subscribe to it if you hadn't already. And yeah, come watch our show sometimes. If there's another king that I should be knowing of, please leave them in the comments. Because, not to be a socialist, but I do think as a community we are stronger. Valentijn out!